CCL holder shoots 3 men outside his home after attack in Belmont, Cragen. Cragen. I don't even know what that is.
Crap, I know. So we got 4 total men involved in this incident. You have the homeowner, and you have 3 attackers. And I got a little bit twisted up when I was reading this one because generally what we find is that attackers are of the same age. In this case, it's not. The homeowner is 43 years old. And then your 3 attackers are 22, 29, and 55.
Interesting makeup.
Yeah. So our 22 and 29-year-old are hanging out with a 55-year-old dude. And they're all 3 of them going to go attack this 40, what I say, 43? Yeah, 43-year-old homeowner. Now, the homeowner is hanging out outside. I don't know if he's watering his grass, if he's just sitting on the porch admiring the sunset. I don't know. But he's outside of his home doing something, chilling. It says standing outside his home is what we get. And it says an altercation ensued with 3 individuals that began to attack the man. Altercation ensued is interesting. Was this random? They're like, hey, let's go beat up that dude. Hey, let's go rob that dude. Or is it like, hey, that's the dude who called the cops on us because our music was too loud last week? I don't know. Or do they just walk by and say something about, something about his mama being fat and ugly, and the guy said, yeah, come say it to my face. And I mean, who knows, right? We don't know if this was a random thing or if there's some history here. It just says an altercation ensued. That stuff's funny to me because it's really probably some of the best information we could have as far as trying to learn something from the incident, like what caused the altercation to take place. But anyway, altercation takes place. And these guys start to attack the man, the 29, the 22, and the 55-year-old man start attacking. Now, there's something you need to understand. This is a 43-year-old dude you should never pick a fight with because all I know about this dude is he got shots on all 3 of his attackers. All 3 of the attackers went to the hospital with gunshot wounds. As if presuming that the news story would have said so. Otherwise, you can assume that the 43-year-old homeowner took no shots. Now, what we don't know is if these 3 attackers were armed. Did they have knives? Did they have guns? It doesn't specify. It does say a gun was recovered from the scene, but that could have been the homeowner's gun, the gun that was used by the good guy to defend himself, for all we know. Presuming he was a good guy defending himself.
We know there was an CCL holder, so
CCL, yeah,
good.
So he passed a background check. We know that. Right. We know he had the gun legally in his possession. But there's some altercation. That gun was used. 3 attackers were shot. They all went to the hospital, and presumably the 43-year-old dude is doing just fine. So good shooting.
Well, it does say that he sustained blunt force trauma to the head and body. So we know that maybe he took some licks for sure.
Yeah. And we don't know when he introduced the gun. I mean, I said that we don't know if the 3 attackers were armed or not. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not a justified attack, right? If you're taking blunt force trauma, if you're getting hit in the head and you fall into the ground, you're getting kicked in the face, that's a deadly attack. I mean, that could kill a guy for sure. Especially if you have any reason to believe, what their motive is, right?
Right.
So, I think probably justified and probably some pretty dang good shooting, which I'll say the next story we're going to cover, you're going to see an example of somebody who really can't shoot.
It's like the opposite.
So,
you hit all the high points there. Yes, 3 attackers, all 3 are shot and wounded. The first guy is shot 5 times. And he's in critical condition. The second guy doesn't say how many times he's shot, but he's in critical condition. And the third guy shot once in the neck, or it says he had a gunshot wound to the neck, and also transported to the hospital in critical condition. So, as you led this off with, this is a guy you don't want to get in a fight with because he hit all 3 and sent them all to the hospital in critical condition. It'd be really interesting to know more, like you said, about the specific. What actually led up to this, what started the altercation. I mean, they obviously were close enough and in proximity enough to land blows of some kind to his head and body. Presumably at some point during all of that, he's able to retrieve a gun, I guess, on his person. I don't know how else he would have done it. But I mean, what a tale of survival, I guess, and prevailing over these attackers like that.
Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. I mean, just getting it done.
Yeah, if you got 5 shots on one and presumably at least 1 shot on each of the others, I mean, we're at 7 shots, but I suspect there's probably even more shots than that were fired. So that's another kinda, yeah, how many rounds am I carrying? My 5-shot revolver may not have been enough for this particular incident, right? Or,
And who
maybe
is
even
not
10
running
shots would
away?
have been caught. Right,
Like
right.
if I'm in a group of three attackers, I'm one of the three dudes, and we're beating on this dude, and shots start ringing out, I'm running, right? And we don't know if they ran away or not, but I'm just saying, like, if it takes me 7 shots to put some distance between me and the dude with the gun, I am not an intelligent individual.
Now on actionnews5.com out of Memphis, Tennessee, this story is fascinating to me.